friends, I am Doctor. Now, if you grew up in the late 2010s, you most likely watched Doctor Who growing up. As a young kid, it was really influential on me, and needless to say, I collected a lot of toys, as well as DVDs and other crap from it. The thing I loved the most was most likely the same thing that might have drawn in a lot of other people, and that was the Daleks, the genocidal trash cans of the universe. Now, I've got a lot of Dalek toys. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to show you the ones I actually own and have played with over the years. Now, I'm going to split these up into 3 sections. You've got classic Doctor Who, the modern remake, and the new paradigm. New paradigm, that's probably the shortest lived one. It was only like 3 episodes, give or take. It was pathetic, but I really like the design. I've only got 1 toy of it. Classic, I've only got 3 of, so we're going to start with that. So the best way to start off with classic designs would be from the best story made for the Daleks. That is Remembrance of the Daleks. Ironically enough, it was the last Dalek story made before the show got cancelled. They went off with a bang. Literally, the Dalek mothership fucking blew up at the end. Spoilers. I really, really love the story. I never watched it until a few, considering I wasn't born, when the actual episode was airing. It wasn't my first Dalek story, but my god, is it my favourite one. I've recently watched it, amazing as it was, and so I think the best one to start off with would be the very first Dalek we see in the episode, which is the Dalek drone. Now, in the story, there's 2 separate factions, the Imperials and the Renegades. This is a Renegade Dalek drone. I wish I had the Imperials. I love the white and gold. Unfortunately, they just haven't done them yet. I really want them to do a Special Weapons Dalek, because my god, is that a fucking amazing design. But classic Dalek, it's amazing as well. These are all going to be the exact same figure, basically. There's not going to be much deviation from the actual design, and I think that works in the Dalek's favour, because you can change the look of it, but the overall silhouette, the feel of it, you cannot change. It's fundamentally impossible to do that. Overall, the colours look nice, and if you can see here, this wheel configuration they have is perfect. There is only one Dalek toy I have that deviates from this. It kind of sucks how they did it, but this is by far the best configuration of the wheels. Thank God they kept it like that for like 90% of them. Overall, the colours are nice. The black, the grey, the light bit of silver around the mid section. Beautiful. Gunstalk, really, really mobile. Just completely goes on a full 360, just around. Same with the plunger. It has a really, really lovely range of motion. The eye stalk on this very specific design I love, because you can just have it look. This has no purpose, and I love it. It looks so dumb. But I love you can do that. And then the head dome spins a full 360. Every single last Dalek is going to be the exact same posability. Right? There is no, beating around the bush. It's always going to be the exact same figure. And that's the thing, you can have the exact same figure, the exact same mold, change the colours a little bit, and you've got a completely different thing. This is the Renegade Dalek Supreme. Definitely sounds like a pizza, but I love the shiny black, I love the silver. Here's the thing, in the actual episode, you never ever see a Imperial Dalek Supreme. There is renders for it, made after the fact. It's basically the exact same figure here, but replace all the silver with gold. As nice as that looks, I feel like they could have done more. Maybe an entirely gold Dalek with black or even white orbs. replace the black with the gold, replace the silver with the white, that would make the Imperial Dalek Supreme look so much more visually striking. But again, this Supreme is amazing. Pretty much, it's the exact same figure I literally just showed off. It's just shiny and black. Again, you can make him look up like an idiot. Silver looks nice, black looks nice, it's nice and shiny. Again, same wheel configuration, that just works. This was a 2-pack that came with the Dark Drone. If you can get this, like this set, far and away an amazing set, just to have. And the last Dalek I have for classic Doctor Who is the Emperor himself. Now this gives you a good look at the Imperial design. Beautiful gold, the stunning white, it looks regal. And I just love that look entirely. Here's the thing, when I got this figure, my mum, bless her heart, looked me dead in the eyes and she said to me, "Doesn't this look like Zippy from Rainbow?" And I cannot bloody unsee it. So thank you, Mum, for ruining a good design. God damn it. Now, overall, it's effectively the exact same base as the other 2 Daleks I showed you. The only difference is it's got this massive ball strapped on its head, meaning it's a lot heavier than the other 2, but not by much. The best thing about this is you can open it up and you can show off Davros. Unfortunately, his head doesn't move. He can't really do anything. He's literally just a chunk of plastic strapped in there. But the fact you can open it and close it like it does in the episode, and you can actually see his head through the little, like that's clear plastic. You can legitimately see his head through it. It looks completely and utterly ridiculous. But that's why I love, dumb shit like this. Then after the show cancelled, it took a while for there to be a new series made of it. And that wasn't until 2005, I want to say, 2005 or 2006, the Daleks got a redesign. And the more modern take for them has now been referred to as the Time War Daleks. I won't go into the details, it's just a massive war, basically. And the very first time we see the new design for the Daleks is in the aptly named episode Dalek, where we see the classic bronze design. Just from the get-go, you can already see there's a lot of improvements, there's a lot of differences, mainly the colour. There's something interesting I want to address with this figure specifically. If you can see on the side, these little armour panels are the same colour as this band. On every other bronze Dalek, that is bronze, not gold. It's an inconsistent consistency. Some Daleks will always have this gold band, when in reality they should all have bronze. It is accurate to the episode though, because that Dalek does have a gold band. And there's something annoying that I absolutely despise, because it gets shown off in that episode, but absolutely zero of the fucking toys have it. And that is the entire middle section here with the gun stick and the, the plunger. In the episode, that swivels around. That twists to fire behind him. Yet absolutely none of the toys have that ability. It's shown off in the first episode of these new Dalek designs. Yet I've yet to see a single toy of them with that ability. And it sucks because it's such a cool thing in the episode. Why doesn't the toy have it? The new Daleks are taller. It has to be at an angle to try and get them level. Now the Time War Daleks don't really have that much in terms of differences in the casing. The only one that really comes to mind, and is the reason why I have this in here, Dalek Sec, leader of the Cult of Skaro. Effectively, it's just a normal Time War Dalek, it's just black. Now, when you saw the Black Supreme Dalek from Classic Who, you might think, oh, he's a Supreme as well. Nope, he's just black. Proving once and for all, the Daleks aren't racist, They're just really, really genocidal. The entire character arc of Dalek's is genuinely interesting. If you have not seen Daleks in Manhattan, watch it. It's amazing. Unfortunately, Daleks can't look up that far with this version of the toy. The light bulbs are bigger, but when it comes to these domes, you kind of have to use the head bulbs as like a key to help turn them. The plunger and the gun stick have less mobility, or less range, I should say. Overall, it still looks nice. It still looks heavily armoured. It still has the glossy finish the Renegade Dalek Supreme had, which I'm glad they kept that part. Like the two different colours of the black works really well to give like a good contrast. And then you're probably wondering, what is this? Well, in the episode Dalek appears in, we have this toy, or this thing. It is known as the Genesis Arc. Basically, it's a Dalek prison, and working on the same logic as the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside, housing hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands, of Dalek prisoners. Good thing about this is, well, it opens up. Technically, you can fit Daleks inside. They don't fit. I mean, like, you can kind of get them halfway in, but any parts that stick out, you can't close it up. So you can kind of have it like this, but you can't close it up properly. You can still give the effect of, oh look, the Dalek's coming out of the prison, but effectively it's just a hunk of plastic. Still, good prop though. Since we've already shown him off once, why not show off the other version of Davros? This one you can actually see without having a massive ball on his head. I do love the colours. It is reminiscent of the Renegade Dalek Supreme. This one is a really old figure. He usually has like metal shoulder pads, but because I had this one when I was legitimately growing up, they've broken off and the screw that's holding him in has failed, so I can just rip him out of his chair. Still, it gives a really nice look closer at the chair. The entire control panel is moulded, painted, all the details are there. It looks really lovely. You can even hear the screw rattling inside. Davros himself, he's just Davros. You can actually move his head around, which, good. You can move his arm, his hand. Slight posability, better than nothing. If I put him like this, I can be bullying a disabled person. If you don't like the joke, don't worry. They legitimately just ripped him out of the chair in one of the episodes. I didn't steal the joke, they did it first. Dumb, he can't really reach all the way around to this half of his control panel. He can reach a few buttons here and there. Still, overall, nice figure. And now the second to last figure, and the last one of the Time War designs, is the Dalek Supreme. And by far, this one is probably my favourite Supreme design, second only to one. Overall, the red and the gold look really lovely. I love the fact that he just has a third bulb on the back of his head, just to say, yeah, I'm more important than everyone else. I need a third one, of course I do. And these weird, whatever the fuck these are supposed to be. I don't know what, it kind of looks like was it one of those claw machine claws? Just grabbing onto him, it's like, okay, we're going to pick you up now. Just drops him on the floor. But this is the original one back from 2006. They didn't make a updated version. So this one has a really, really loose head. Which honestly I prefer, because some things are too loose you can have fun with. Again, Plunger doesn't really have that much movement. Same with the gunstock, it's pretty much the exact same. It does feel a little bit limited. I'm not sure why. It might just be how high it can go up, but overall, as a figure, it looks amazing, and I'm really glad I got this one. And now finally, the final Dalek I have. If you remember at the beginning, I said there's 3 different designs: Classic, Time War, New Paradigm. This is my favourite design, and it's really controversial because at the time so many people hated it for good reason. Okay, I'm not going to say there's no reason to hate it. It was fat, it was really, really big, and lack of a better term, they kind of got a hunchback. But I cannot deny the entire reveal of the new paradigm was amazing. I watched this on TV on Premiere. I loved it. Like, just seeing how tall the new Daleks were compared to the originals, or the ones I grew up with, and just seeing them get killed willingly, it was a power move that they couldn't really recreate. This Dalek does have issues. I was singing the praises of, the wheel configuration at the beginning. This is the guy who fucked it up. If this was the only one at the front, I would have been happy. But they made 3 of them. It's really fucking impossible to get them to move straight. They don't really turn too well when you got too much pressure on them. Like, if you line it up, you can make it work, but then it kind of wobbles a bit. But then if you get one that's completely out of whack, trying to turn it, it just looks jank and awkward. But still, overall, I love the design. Sure, Hunchback of Notre Dame looking thing, but the entire feel of it. People are going to hate me for saying that this is my favourite design. But I just love it overall. Mainly, maybe I'm just a sucker for white, but it just looks clean. The actual rotations, movement is really lovely. I love how big the gun stalk is now. Pretty much double the length. And it can get really good poses. Gangnam Style. You saw it. You know I was going to probably do it. So as the last one, the range of the eye was kind of limited. This one is... that's as high as it can go. Barely anything. It can go down that much. I hate that I can't make it go higher without snapping the fucking thing, but here's what it is. Fortunately, you can't really rotate the middle again, but I don't think they ever show that in the actual... any of the fucking episodes these guys are in, but, would have been nice. And what better way is there than to end with a size comparison, going from the smallest all the way to the tallest. I mean, needless to say, they all look amazing together, but one thing I love is effectively recreate the scene of the new paradigm, just executing the old ones. You can clearly see just how much of a difference their height is. Hopefully you found this somewhat interesting. I highly doubt it, but at the very least, I showed off some good designs, talked about Daleks I like. If I get more, I'll probably do another video. No one's going to watch it though, let's be honest. This channel's deader than, Paradigm Daleks. Whatever the next video is, I hope you enjoy it as well.